What's good, y'all? I'm back with another video, man. And I woke up this morning like, damn, I want to talk about Last of Us 2. Because when this game came out, I wasn't making videos, right? But I had my own opinion on this, and I don't. It's not the same as everyone else's opinion. Um, the oh yeah, I can't see it because my camera. Who this chick? Is she crying? Is she crying, bro? Okay, hold on. Listen, bro. First of all, I just want to say, kind of, I'm in agreement with everyone else. I didn't like the Last of Us 2 story. And I know this is late, but I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say my opinion. I know this not gonna get no views. I don't get no views anyway, so I don't care. So I'm gonna say my. I kind of just like making these videos just because I like ranting. I like rambling. I don't have nothing written down because I notice I get my thoughts off better when I'm just talking. I noticed in that biomutant video I did. I wrote down stuff and like my flow wasn't there, and I kept constantly looking down because my notes were on my phone. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So yeah, I got a compilation of streamers playing The Last of Us 2 in the background, and a lot of people definitely overreacted to this game. Look, like that's I'm Dante. I rock with him, so he cool. But I'm gonna be the first to say it. I didn't give a fuck about Joel. I didn't care about Joel. I didn't care about Joel dying. If I'm being honest, the first game I didn't care about Joel. Like I don't care about Joel. Um, I think what I liked about the first game was the relationship that he had with Ellie, and seeing that the relationship between two characters. So I think it was more of the story that I liked. Because if we're being honest, even the gameplay in The Last of Us is not all that impressive. Like it's just a basic third person cover to cover stealth gameplay like it with survival, some survival in there. Survival oh, there's Angry Joe, that's my boy. I actually saw that live stream. I remember that was funny. But yeah, I feel like people, I could see if you like the Joel character, I could see why you're upset. But some of these streamers like crying, and it's just a video game to me. It's not that deep to me. But whatever, that doesn't matter. People didn't like the Abby character and the fact that she had like muscles, and people was talking about her being transgender and all that. None of that matters. What I didn't like, I feel like the real problem with this game was the story and how they told it. I'm fine with Joel dying. I'm fine with Abby, whatever. The thing that made me mad, I was excited to play as Ellie and run around and stabbing niggas and killing people. That's what I was excited for. I couldn't wait to do that years ago. Because if we're being honest, anyone with a brain knew that Joel was dying in the second game. Naughty Dog likes to make and I'd say Rockstar too. They like to make these Oscar bait type games where like they're just like fake deep, and like they just got these stories where like they try to tell it like a movie, which is fine, like it's whatever. I just wish, honestly, in my opinion, if they didn't kill Joel, that would have been way less predictable, because anyone with a brain, we all knew Joel was dying. We all knew Joel was dying. It's the minute we finished the first game, I was like, oh, if they make a second game, Joel's dead. He's dying. Cause like it's just that type of game. Um, but with The Last of Us 2, they missed the mark on a lot of things. Not just Joel dying. They missed the mark with like character development. They missed the mark. Because I remember in the first game, every character that you met was they made you feel for them, like their story. They made you feel like, yeah, they've been through it all, like they're going through it, and you actually felt like they were like good characters, like you like the characters. But in Last of Us 2, every side character was just there. You know what I mean? Like I saw like Angry Joe said the only character he remembered really liking was Jesse, and then somewhat Dina. Dina was okay, and I was like, Dina was okay, but like even she wasn't likable. Like Dina was just there to me when I was playing this game. I was just good. I was I was bored not because of Joel dying and I was upset, but like I was bored mainly. Well, first of all, they didn't change nothing with the gameplay. They added a jump button and what was it? A jump button and a going prone, which should have been in the first game. To be honest, the jump button didn't need to be in either game, but the prone thing that could have been in the first game, which is crazy to me. Now that I realize that it wasn't, that's wild. But like, no, yo, it would have been cool if they added some new gameplay with Ellie, where like, cause she's immune, right? To where like you could do something with the zombies or like control them or something, like something. But no, you just crawling through grass and doing the same stealth mechanics and the same shooting with the same weapons, and then it's like you guys didn't you guys didn't put no thought into this, like. And then the story, the way the story was told, how like you start the game with Joel, and then you go to Ellie, and then you go to Abby, and then you go back to Ellie, and then you go back to Abby, right? And then it gets to the part where Abby is about to kill Joel, or she shoots him with the shotgun in his leg, and then you go back to Ellie. So like the scene's already. My bad. I caught a mean ad right there. It was a salad ad. But anyway, you go and then wait. So you're Abby, and then it shows the cutscene of her shooting Joel with the shotgun. And then first of all, that scene didn't make any sense because first of all, this is a game where like they want to make it seem like real life so bad, where like anything can happen off a random occurrence, right? And it's like, no, that's not. First of all, Abby went from, where was it, Seattle? Is that where she was from? Seattle? All the way to where Joel and them were at without anyone getting bit, without, and you know how many zombies? So if we're talking realism, be realistic the whole way. You know what I mean? If they said somewhere along where like Abby and her crew lost members on the way to get Joel, okay, fine, fine. But if you're gonna pull that realism card where it's like anything can happen on an occurrence, we're talking about the same game where we're killing thousands of zombies and soldiers with two 18-year-old girls. Yes, well, Abby's a rare is rare because she got all the muscles, right? She's strong as hell. So like I could believe that one. But even then, not with the zombies, I can't believe it. But with the soldiers, okay, I'll give that to you. But Ellie with a knife that's unbreakable, but all your other weapons break. Every other melee weapon you pick up breaks. So it's like, if we're gonna pull the realism card, let's pull it the real. Let's do everything realistic, not just one aspect where you gotta kill Joel. It doesn't make sense. But back to what I was saying. And before I go back, this section of the game was probably the best part. The last, when was this? Like the last couple hours of the game. This is the compound. That was the compound part, right? Where you could release zombies that were chained up with the like that part was tough, but story wise that part was stupid because they introduced another group called the Rattlers. Yeah, they introduced another group out of nowhere. I mean, I guess that's realistic. There's different because people will form different factions in an apocalypse. So okay, I guess. But it's like, I don't know, man. It came out of nowhere. But back to what I was saying about the beginning. The way they cut up these cutscenes with or the way they cut up the story in general just didn't make sense. So Abby shoots Joel, But then in the middle of the cutscene, why is this chick crying? She's fake. You could tell. Hold on. Speaking of that, people definitely fake reactions for views on this game. They capitalize. People capitalized off Last of Us 2 very hard. Cause look at her. This girl. You guys can't see it because my camera's in the way, but she'll pop up on the screen in a second. This chick is literally crying right now. Like she actually. It's. She got her hand over her mouth. No, she did not. I promise you, her right here. I promise you, that's not how. She's just doing that for views, and it's genius, to be honest. It's genius, but anyway, that doesn't. I don't even know what. Anyway, they break up these scenes, too. That like Abby shooting him in the leg, and then all of a sudden it cuts back to you playing as Ellie to walk into the room. Why? Why not just keep the cutscene going, and then have Ellie walk in the room? Like not like. And then other people were saying how unrealistic it is for Joel to just, and that's another thing. How did Joel just goes into a house full of random people? It's like, no. If you're gonna be real, and that's fine if you do that, but you can't pull the realism thing where anything can happen off a random occurrence and then do stuff like that. No, like if you're gonna do the realism thing, do the realism thing. And I don't want to hear nothing about Joel got old and he let his guard down. The nigga was old when he met Ellie. He was like, how old was he? Like 50? He was like 50. Like, come on. Like, yeah, I know that's not old. That's not as old as The Last of Us 2. Or as old as he. Wait, The Last of Us 2 only takes place 4 years? Yeah, it only takes. Because Ellie was 14 in the first game. And then she was 18 in the second game. Right? So how he's not that much older? Like, come on, bro. The nigga was like, how did I feel more? And I'm not someone that gets emotional over video game characters, but I got emotional when Joel's daughter died in the first game. Sarah, I still remember her name, and I'm not good with remembering names like that. I got emotional, but I didn't care when anyone, not even Joel. When Joel died in this game, I did not care. I was like, okay. I mean, because they came out of nowhere. It was just like, I was like, okay. To be honest, I didn't care. I just wanted to. I couldn't wait to play as Ellie and run around stabbing niggas with the indestructible knife. I couldn't wait to do that. And the trailers too. The trailers had me hyped. I was ready. But no. And then after they kill Joel, they do the most, probably one of the most boring parts in the game, where you're just trotting through Seattle and through like grass and stuff. Basically, it was basically a moment like, look how pretty our game is. Like, we know your game looks great. Anyone who knows Naughty Dog knows their graphics are top tier. Like, anybody knows that on a PS4 too. Like, that's impressive. But it's like, you guys, the difference between the first game, you guys were cutting up boring sections or sections with no gameplay with interesting dialogue between Joel and Ellie. But now in this game, because if we're being honest, the gameplay, it's the same formula. It's just not as long as Last of Us 2, but it's almost the same formula. It's the same. Everything is the same. The gameplay didn't really change like that. They even have a section where in the first game, you know how when you're with Sam and his brother, I forgot his brother's name. I feel bad that I can't remember his name. It's a black man, but Sam and his brother. You're with them, and then there's a sniper shooting. And that's where they get bit, right? Yeah. There's a sniper shooting. They even have that in this game, where like the sniper section with Tommy. And it's like, you guys couldn't come up with no ideas. But anyway, it was the that's the word I was looking for. The pacing is so bad. Like, what happened? Like, what were they doing for, what was it, 7 years? What is it with these games coming out? I mean, this game wasn't like I was about to say not buggy, but this guy was just showing off a bug. But This game wasn't buggy for the most part. It was pretty polished. Ooh, that's a bad bug. Look at this bug. I don't think you guys can see it because my camera's in the way. Jeez. Look at her. She's aiming nothing. And her arms are all over the place. Anyway. But for the most part, Last of Us 2 came out polished. No bugs for real. Like, what is it with these games coming out? In movies too, where like the sequels to movies are just not, they're just trash. Or like you could tell where like they're just half baked. Like you could tell they didn't put no effort. There's so many games like that are coming out. And then like you could tell where who Neil Druckmann, you could tell where he was like certain parts in the story that he was writing where he was just like, oh, people are gonna love this. Like when he put that pregnant chick, Mel, is that her name, Mel? Man, he had a look, I'm getting tired just talking about this damn game because that's how I was playing the game. I was yawning. I was speeding. I was speeding through. I was skipping cutscenes. I was like, you know what? I'll just watch Angry Joe or somebody with the cutscenes later because, bro, they were so boring. I just didn't care. He wanted a pregnant lady out on the, which is fine. Like I would have been all right with that. The whole pregnant lady being on the front lines, because I guess it's interesting. It's interesting, but not when she comes from a literal faction that beat the military. They wouldn't make no pregnant chick go on the front line. And speaking of her, when you kill her as Ellie, and Ellie feels like this remorse, it's like, why? Like, well, you know how many females you kill on the way there that have nothing to do? Because Mel had something to do with Joel's death. Like, she was there. There's so many females you kill. And once again, this is like, to me, this would be a nitpick. But since they're pulling the realism card and they want their game to be so realistic in real life so bad, it's like you have to have like pinpoint accuracy with your writing. And this wasn't pinpoint accuracy, it wasn't even a attempt to pinpoint accuracy writing or accurate writing. It didn't even feel like an attempt. And then he has the manly girl with muscles. Like I feel like he just did that for, I don't know, man. Like in Abby's, a lot of people said they liked Abby's gameplay moments where like you could just beat people to death when her fighting. And that was fun to me too, but only for like an hour. And then not even like 30, 40 minutes. And then I got bored of it. And I was just, cause there was no story. You could, well, God. Oh, jeez. I ain't getting a lot of sleep last night. Yeah. Cause this is such a story-driven game. And the story wasn't there for me. It wasn't hitting. And I don't remember ever having a moment like this in the first game. It's not because of Joel. A lot of people like Joel as a character, but he's just another white man to me. I liked Ellie more than Joel. Maybe because she was more like rebellious. And she was outspoken as a character. And she had jokes. And she was funny. Like, I don't know. There was just certain things about her as a character that was better. But in this game, Ellie was whack. Like, Ellie was boring. In the first game, she picks up like these joke books, right? Or like, what was it? I can't remember. She has like a joke book with her the whole game. Or I forget when she gets it. I think you get it like randomly or something. I don't remember. It's been 7 years, but. And then I would have been fine. With a lot of stuff. I would have been fine with a lot of this stuff if they didn't make me play as Abby. Cause I don't care about Abby. Like why? I didn't, fine, leave Abby in the game, have her kill Joel, have all this bad pacing, but at least just have good dialogue. Let me play as Ellie. Have good dialogue. Like, and good conversations, I guess, with Dina. But it just that wasn't there. Even there's a small section where you have Jesse with you. No good conversation. It was whack. It's just like this is what y'all came up with in 7 years. I could come up with something better in 5 minutes. And yeah, that's what y'all came up with in 7 years. Come on, man. And then she beats him with a golf club. Why? And like, I mean, that doesn't matter, but like, why? Oh, Tommy. Tommy makes no sense the entire game. And then Tommy's wife, and then oh my god, bro. Like, yo, it would have been cool if they did something different and had because at the end of the game, you see two factions fighting each other as Abby, and you kind of just ignore them. You can either ignore them or kill them both, and that would have been tough. That would have been so fire if they had something like that with Ellie's faction or like the people that they had in that town. Where was it, Jackson or wherever the hell it was? Um, don't like go after the people that killed Joel because if we're talking realistic, that's what would have happened. Like you, or maybe not, but they would have sent somebody. They wouldn't have let Ellie go alone, for sure. Like Ellie and especially Tommy, who's the husband of the chick that's running the entire place, and he just left. He left because his brother got killed. It's like you guys didn't send him no backup. I understand not sending an army, but no backup. Come on, bro. And then like the conveniences that happen. There's so many parts in this game where like someone's about to die and they write it to where they just don't. Like why? And then this oh man. And then one of the black characters, the girl, Nora, I actually ended up liking her because she was funny. She was funny to me. And then when she called Joel a bitch, I mean, like in that moment, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fuck you up." But then when you're crawling through the thing to go get Nora, or to like creep up on her, she's listening to who was it? NWA? No, who was it? Who was she listening to? Or was it just Ice Cube? I don't remember. But she was listening to somebody, some rap music. I was like, "Oh, this is tough." And then they just kill her. And then they had a perfect moment with her, like when you're chasing her to like use Ellie's immunity. Well, they did use it, but like they should have gave Ellie some type of powers with the something like not literal powers. Like not that's not the word I want to use because this game wants to be so realistic. But like some type of something to manipulate the zombies with her immunity, or be able to like hide amongst them, or something. But like she can't even do that. And then the ending. I don't want to talk too long about this game because I know this is an old topic, but I just felt like I had to get my thoughts out there. The ending, so like I understand they were trying to go for when like the whole revenge is bad and people defend this game. Yo, I've heard people defend this game, talk about the game's not about revenge and or it's not as simple as revenge is bad and that's literally what they're saying. Revenge is bad because Abby went for revenge. She got her revenge, but in doing that, all her friends got killed. And then Ellie, the same thing. Ellie went for the revenge on Abby, and all her friends got killed. And she decided not to take the revenge because she wanted to end the cycle. It's like, bruh, it's revenge is bad. Like we've seen that. Like what's Sasuke's whole thing in Naruto? What's his whole revenge? He wants revenge the entire show. And then when he finally gets it, he doesn't feel fulfilled. And then he learns the truth that his brother wasn't even a bad dude. Let me move this up. He learns the truth that his brother wasn't even a bad dude. And that revenge is bad. So it's like we've seen the revenge thing. The Walking Dead, like a lot of this story took from The Walking Dead. If you got like, oh man, this isn't. They didn't do anything profound here. He didn't do anything new. He didn't. And all he did was turn an NPC character into some random character's dad that wants revenge for. And the character I'm talking about is the doctor that Joel killed at the end of the first game. You know how many people Joel killed? That in itself was not realistic. Joel was in a hospital. He didn't even kill everyone in there. In the gameplay, you kill everyone, but in the story, there was people still in the building. If you remember, when he gets Ellie and runs out, there was people chasing Joel. The fact that he got away, didn't get shot, Ellie didn't get shot, and then he put her on the back of a horse and got out. Come on, bro. And remember, they weren't on a horse when they showed up. So how did they escape? Like, they were in water, right? And then they got saved by some soldiers because Ellie was drowning, and Joel was trying to revive her because she was like drowning. She was like, what was it? Like her lungs were like full of water or whatever. And then the soldiers find them, and then they knock out Joel and take Ellie in. And it's like, he wanted this game to be realistic so bad that none of it was realistic. Nothing about, like, he tried too hard for that realism and didn't hit the mark almost anywhere, like at all. And then Ellie leaves Dina just to go and get a revenge that she didn't even get. And then you already know what they're gonna do for their last game. Like, Ellie's probably gonna sacrifice herself and then save the world or whatever. Because he has nothing now. Dina left. It's like, it's so predictable, man. If they didn't kill Joel, less predictable, because everyone knew Joel was dying. I don't know. I think I got all my thoughts out. I still feel like people overreacted on this game. Just a little bit with the whole Joel dying thing, because you guys should have seen that. Like, everyone should have seen that coming. Neil Druckmann, you could tell he was gonna go for something so stupid. I don't know. Another thing, I literally can't even remember any of the characters that were with Abby except Mel. Mel and and Owen. Oh my god! Before I end the video, let me just talk about Owen. The whole love thing between her and Owen, like, first of all, bro, I knew what they were doing once Owen kept talking about the fireflies. It was so obvious to me. I was like, oh, they're gonna have the fireflies still exist, and because he kept talking about going to where was it at the end of the game? Santa Bar, or where was it? Where Abby ends up going with Lev. Oh my god, I forgot about Lev and her sister. And oh my god, hold on. Before I even get to Owen, Abby goes to save okay, so they saved her life, right? In the forest when she was like hung up and about to die. But she decides to save them because of a bad dream. Like, when that part came, pause. That part came on the in the game and I was playing it. I was like, what? She's going back because of a bad dream? Like, come on, Neil Druckmann. You couldn't think of nothing? Nothing else? And then they did the whole cult thing that Walking Dead did already. I don't know. This game, they could have did so much more with The Last of Us 2. I'm so disappointed because, like, my biggest disappointment was the gameplay. Because I'm always gonna be a gameplay first. Like, your story could be hot garbage. Like, I love Prototype. That story is not good. Like, it's not trash, but it's just whatever. It's just there. If your gameplay is not good, and the gameplay is, I'm not saying it's not good. It's just the same. Like we played it already, and then on top of that, we had to play as a character that we didn't want to play as, and it's like nobody, nobody asked to play as Abby. Like nobody. Fine, put her in the story. Fine, put her story in there. Have her do everything with her dad and all that. But still, let me play as Ellie. Even at the end where they want you to play as Abby and kill Ellie, that was just so like fake deep to me, and I could tell he was just in the writing room like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till this game comes out. I can't wait till they play this. It's just like, nah, fam, that wasn't it, bro. And I have no attachment to these characters. Like I don't have attachment to video game characters. It's just a game to me. But I could not wait to run around as Ellie. Or even Dina or Tommy. Like I would have played as any one of them, but then they made me play as Abby, like a character that wasn't in the game, that wasn't in the story, the first story. Ah, oh man, I think I'm done though. I'm done rambling about this game. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Um, I've been thinking about making this video for honestly since this game came out. I just didn't do it, I guess. Well, first of all, I wasn't making videos when this game came out, but at least not in this format. Like I didn't have Elgato and stuff, so yeah. But yeah, I think I'm done. Let me know if you guys like the video. Sorry I rambled for so long. I didn't expect to talk that long. Like I'm low key, my throat hurts and I'm thirsty. But yeah, let me know if you guys like the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm still trying to get a what you gonna call it? Like a trailer? No, not a trailer. Oh my god, I don't even know why I said that. Like an intro. That's what I was thinking of. Like an intro for my my videos. Um, and I'm gonna start editing my videos a lot more. Put more edits on them. Cause I don't like editing. Nobody likes editing, but I don't mind it though. And like I get real. Sometimes I have these creative ideas after I upload the video, and it's like, damn, I could have put this, or I could have put this edit here. I could put this edit here. But yeah. Let me know if you guys like the video. What else you want to see me rant or ramble on? Trust me, I could talk forever. I could talk about anything forever. Like I can be very passionate about things. Yeah. Let me know. Comment down below. I'm out. Peace.